Hello, my name's Andrew Craddock, and I'm the Product Architect at the Agile Business Consortium, the professional home for business agility practitioners worldwide. I've been involved with Agile ways of working for more than 25 years, having started my journey some 4 years before the creation of the Agile Manifesto in 2001. For most of that time, I've been fueling my passion for agility by working as part of a very experienced team evolving AgilePM, the world's first and best approach for managing projects in an agile way. Most recently, I've been working on AgilePM for Scrum, an evolution of AgilePM specifically designed to work with Scrum. One of the most powerful practices in AgilePM is MoSCoW Prioritisation, a technique that's often misunderstood and that I'm excited to share with you today. Many traditional approaches to project management specify the outcome of the project, often in detail, at the outset, and then attempt to deal with the impact of the volatility, uncertainty, complexity, and ambiguity inherent in our VUCA world through a process of change management. Most often, these traditional approaches lead to projects overrunning planned time and budget as they try to deliver everything that was asked for, and to manage the change to requirements that are, in reality, out of date even before the ink used to sign them off has dried. Agile approaches embrace VUCA, understanding that the best way to deal with it is to allow the right solution to emerge over time as the project works to meet high-level needs and objectives. The problem with that, though, can be that answers to fundamental business questions such as how long will this take and what will it cost are really difficult to answer. And that's where MoSCoW Prioritisation comes in. Given a clear, high-level business vision for what the project needs to achieve, the AgilePM approach turns the traditional time, cost, scope of features triangle on its head. The default for AgilePM is to fix time, cost, and quality, and when the real world puts projects under pressure, the scope of the features delivered is reduced to relieve that pressure. To do this, the features are prioritised, and work is planned in a way that ensures the most important of them are delivered first, and, when necessary to deliver a solution of the right quality, at the right time and for the agreed budget, the least valuable of the remaining features are de-scoped to make this a reality. In AgilePM, the initial and ongoing prioritization of solution features is carried out using MoSCoW Prioritisation, a dynamic and powerful approach that puts the business in the driving seat for ensuring optimum value is delivered. So how does MoSCoW Prioritisation work? For a given time frame that might be for the whole project or the first or next delivery of it, MoSCoW is first used to define what's in scope for delivery in that time frame and what's out of scope. The backlog items that are in scope are further broken down into things that we must have as part of the solution or product, things we should have, and things we could have. The backlog items that are out of scope are things that we won't have this time. The must-haves are the most important. A must-have feature is one that if it is not met, will cause the project to fail outright, because the solution created will be completely unusable, unsafe, or illegal. When deciding whether a solution or product backlog item is a must-have, it's important to ask, if this single item cannot be delivered, should we cancel the project? If the answer is yes, then it really is a must-have. If the answer is no, well, wouldn't cancel the whole project, then however valuable it may be, it's not a must-have. Using this very strict definition, it's quite possible that a project will not have any must-haves at all, and that's perfectly okay, as we will see. Should-have backlog items are not individually critical, but each should add significant value to the solution or the business case for it. Should-haves are not individually critical, but collectively they will be. It's very likely that a failure to deliver a single should-have item will compromise the business case a little, but failure to deliver a significant proportion of them will certainly compromise it. It's therefore important to focus on the should-haves throughout the project and to prioritize one against another as the project proceeds. This ensures that optimum value is always delivered. Could-have items should still have real value, but any workarounds should be easy or cheap, and failure to deliver them will not significantly impact the business case. Any could-haves that are delivered by the project should in fact be considered a bonus, So what do these definitions of must, should and could mean in the real world of a project? And how does MoSCoW help us deliver on time and on budget? When planning the project, it's important to set a realistic expectation about what will be delivered. The most important consideration is that a viable solution is delivered that works coherently and that is both safe and legal. This solution contains the minimum usable subset of features meeting the must-have requirements. Delivery of the minimum usable subset can be guaranteed if the effort associated with delivering it makes up no more than 60% of the total estimated effort for the project. Delivery is guaranteed because the remaining 40% of effort provides a huge contingency to underwrite that promise. Only a massive problem or a truly extraordinary set of circumstances should lead to burning such a huge contingency, which means that stakeholders can in reality expect significantly more to be delivered than just the musts. Typically, around 20% of the effort should be reserved for could-have items, features that will not have a significant impact on the business case if they're not met, and if they are, will be considered a bonus. This means that around 80% of the effort is associated with delivering the musts and the shoulds, and that the rest is contingency. This contingency is certainly not enough to guarantee that all the musts and all the shoulds will definitely be delivered, but that should always be a realistic expectation. So what about the business case? If MoSCoW is used properly, with about 20% of the effort being reserved for could-have backlog items, then the expected outcome should be the delivery of a solution that should include all the must-haves and all the should-haves features. It makes sense then to base the benefits in the business case on this expected outcome. Given that the effort for the could-have backlog items must be included in the total effort in order to provide that contingency, this should be factored into the overall cost of the project. There must at least be a possibility of delivering everything, but this best-case scenario will probably only occur if the effort has been overestimated or if everything goes amazingly well, without the need for any significant change and nobody in the team being distracted by emergency, sickness, or other higher priority work. If things do not go as expected, and the contingency provided by the could-haves proves to be insufficient, then the project will deliver less than expected. So while costs will be contained, the benefit side of the business case is likely to be reduced as a result of failing to deliver one or more should-have features. The must-haves are, however, guaranteed, and the worst-case scenario is that a solution containing the most important features, those must-haves, associated with about 60% of the initially estimated effort, will be delivered. So that's MoSCoW Prioritisation. Sometimes it meets resistance from people who think that specifying everything up front and fixing time and budget in a contract, whether that's internal to an organisation or with a third party, is somehow safer or less risky. If you are a bit sceptical, that's fine. But think for a moment, when did you last hear of a project with a pre-specified outcome that delivered to the originally agreed timescale and the originally agreed budget? I would bet you can't think of an example. In which case, what have you got to lose? Give MoSCoW a try.